welcome to the channel. Today we are doing what to drop and what to pick up regarding work. And this deck right here is the Herb Crafter's Tarot. Let's get into it. One card for work, please. Six of Water, Borage. One card for what to drop, please, regarding work. Oh, the Magician. And one card for what to pick up regarding work. Ooh, the Wheel, some kind of change. So for borage is like it's this plant that's like kind of tastes like cucumber. It has these little purple flowers that you see all over the table there. If you see that clearly, the lighting is terrible there. Let's not do that. Take it back. These little purple flowers, and they like you can pop them off the plant, pop them in your mouth, and they taste like cucumber and water. People put them in their salads and in cookies because they're so pretty. And it's also like a flower essence. If you don't know what that is, it's like a energetic plant energy, and borage is one of the ones for like uplifting and joy and stuff like that. Look up if you're interested. Flower essence is what it's called. They have for all kinds of flowers, but borage is one. It's really that energy of like happiness and joy and upbeat, but also like a soft version of like that childlike happiness, right? So I'm curious how that ties into work. Let's see what it says. Let's read borage. I have the wrong book in my hand. Borage. Six of Water. All right, let's pick it up so you can see it. Too close because the lighting's weird, but I'll back it up to here. Borage. Celebrate milestones, old and new. Freely give, freely receive. Let your heart be comforted by the company of old friends. A table covered in borage flowers is set on the beach to welcome friends. The little girls in the Three of Water now gather for a celebration of their maturity. Bouquets of purple and white flowers adorn a table. A clay goddess dressed in a long white gown raises a toast to the women and their lasting friendship. Gathering with beloved lifts the spirits. Treasure friendships and celebrate community. Honor your connection by expressing how much your friends mean to you. Offer what you can to support them on their life path. Sharing nourishes the soul. Borage is a continuously flowering plant that encourages a long-lasting relationship with our pollinating friends, teaching us to give freely without expecting anything in return. Drinks made with borage flowers lighten the mood and inspire a courageous heart. Let old tensions be dissolved and replaced with love. Embrace a carefree attitude and watch your joy expand. That's interesting. It's talking about, for work, it's definitely interesting. It's talking about like community and, well, not anything in return, which we know we all work to get paid. So, but some of us do work for the things that we love to do as well, right? That could be like coworkers, that could be building community. Maybe your job is in like a community field, and it's like, just being thankful for that, and expanding for that, and meeting with those people, right? And that kind of brings you like a joy. I'm not sure. Let's see what the other cards have to say. Six of Water, please. Ten of Cups. Okay. Six of Water, please. Oh, whoa. Page of Pentacles, Page of Wands, and the Emperor. They also had the Four of Wands. Okay. Ten of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Page of Wands, the Emperor, and Four of Swords. This is work. I talked about community and fulfillment. There's like a happiness in this. I'm getting two things from this. It's like either like you've built a lot into this to where it is like a foundation that actually brings you a lot of joy, which is great, right? If your work is like that, that's beautiful, right? It brings you a lot of joy, a lot of happiness. And you've worked to build that, but there is either like a new idea that you have in mind or a new foundation, maybe like even an expansion, right? Let's say you built this whole like, I don't know, community effort project, right? Like let's say you have a community farm where locals can come and they can like volunteer on it, and they can learn how to work the land and, you know, all the farm stuff. They can also pick up from it, right? Like it's open to the community. There was one like this in Oakland that I came across years ago, and it was like taken care of by the public, but also they could just come and grab fresh produce, right? Anybody walking by can come and grab fresh produce. It was like supported by and giving to the community. And it kind of makes me think of something of that nature, right? And in that, like, you're building connections, talking to people, building relationships, right? All of that, because it's community. It's all these different people. You're getting to know all of them. You're getting to know your local community because people that are living in that area, right? They're coming and going from there. And I feel like that's brought you much joy, whatever this is. But there's like a new piece you want to build, right? Maybe you want to build like you have this great thing. Okay, like what's next? Do I want to build like a whole like student farming program, right? Or do I want to expand into like a flowering thing and build, you know, put all these flowers out for like the pollinators, right? I don't know. There's like, you've done something great and it's brought you much joy, but now it looks like it's time to, or you're wanting to expand even further on that and start building the next piece of whatever this is, right? And you're not in an action state. You're just like in a, like laying out the foundations for that first stone to build this, right? Um, and you're thinking about it a lot. Like you're not in go mode. You're not in like, oh, I know what I want to do. I'm going to do this. I'm going to build it. You're really just like, this has brought me so much joy. How can I expand on this, right? Because that card also talks about them like this 6 of Cups card, or was it 6 of Water? 6 of Water card. The book talked about like how there's another card, 3 of Water, where the girls are younger and now they've like grown up and they're meeting up again and they're still enjoying each other's company, right? But it's a different thing. And that kind of makes me think of like, this is the baby project. It's become so great. Now you want to expand on the next piece of that and grow it even further, right? And there's just a lot of thought and rest and idea and foundation building, right? Maybe bring people to build it, especially if you're like in some community space or community project. There's probably more involved than just like, oh, I'm going to go do this next thing. It's probably like permits and getting everybody on board, as well as like working with the community, how it's going to play out and all those pieces. But yeah, so you have this great thing, which is really cool, this great thing at work, and then you're wanting to expand it even further. And it's to like feed and fuel the community, right? Grow amongst the community. Really, 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 really cool. Really, 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 really cool. So what to drop is the Magician card. These only have upside down, so it's this beautiful sunflower. Card 1. Sunflower. Unleash your magic, radiant power and potency. From one seed, 1,000. A vibrant sunflower lies on a weathered table. One of the leaves gestures toward the sky, the other toward the ground. Black seeds form a lemniscate over the flower. Casting charms are tossed onto the table, revealing the tools of the herb crafter: bowline, motor and pestle, kettle, and basket. The power of manifestation lies within. All the information necessary to create life is contained in the seed, yet it is elements that make the sunflower grow. Wind strengthens the stalk. Water feeds the plant. Fire is converted to energy by the leaves. Earth anchors the root. Nourish your ideas with the elements and watch them bloom into being. Receive divine light from the unseen realms. Shape it into form, then give it all away. Sunflower roots travel for miles underground, bringing nutrients to the flower. When it matures, the flower head bends to the earth and unleashes thousands of seeds. Be a conduit of transformation for others. That kind of makes me think like you're moving out of the seed phase. I talked a lot about like the seeds, the sunflower, what hold all the power. And I think you already know what your idea, like what you would like to do, right? And while you're not necessarily in the action phase of like moving it forward or getting any of the documentation or like mapping it all out, you do know what it is you want. So you're moving past the seed phase. The seed has been planted already. Now it's like the thought behind it that's going into work of like, how do I do this? What do I want to, like, how do I want to build this out? What do I do to get this started? you're not like in idea creation phase. You're in like, let's figure out how to make this work before taking action. Let's get clarification on the sunflower, please. Oh, these are the wrong ones. What's that? Let's get clarification on the sunflower, please. Sunflower, sunflower, sunflower. There it is. All right. So you got the Four of Cups upside down. The World, again, you have the World here for what to pick up. The Hermit. And the Page of Wands. So yeah, you're not in a space of lack, right? Like the Four of Cups talks about, like, you don't realize what you have. You don't see the cup behind you just hanging out there. Like, it's right there. There's so much more to be in that cup than the three cups you see that are spilled. You're not in that energy. You understand like the abundance that you have and the abundance that can be created. And you have this idea and the seeds been planted, and now you're in this space of like how to move it forward. You're leaving behind the seed phase because you know this is going to open up a whole new door and a whole new thing and a whole new cycle, right? And you're kind of in a quiet space about it, trying to figure out just the ins and outs of how that will work and how to put this into action, right? Like I said before, what do I need, right? How do I move this forward? What are the resources, right? The people I need to hire, right? The paper I need to file, the space I need for this. Am I using my same location or a different location, right? How is this expansion process going to work? And what does it entail for me? And how can I get a head start in getting that organized when I am ready to move forward? I have all that laid out, right? But you're not like sharing this yet. I think you're kind of like in a quiet space of figuring out how you're going to do it first and allowing yourself to process through that before you maybe share it with, like, if you have a team or just share it in general, right? You're in this quiet, creative space trying to figure out what's needed to move this project you have in mind forward. All right, so lastly, we have the wheel. Let's see what the wheel has to say. Pachamama. Weave a rainbow that makes the world whole. Share your sacred work, love wins. An elaborate altar lies in the grass. In the center is a hand-woven basket filled with colorful rainbow mandala flowers. Red poppy, California, dandelion, motherwort, borage, alfalfa, red clover, and yarrow. 4 sets of stones mark the cardinal directions. The herbs from the aces anchor the corners, joined by objects representing each of the elements. Feathers for air, shells for water, a blue candle for fire, and a crystal for earth. A monarch butterfly lands on the basket. And satisfaction come after great achievement. You have accomplished so much. The garden is lush and thriving. Life is in full bloom. Pachamama, World Mother, is a sovereign deity of Inca mythology who represents all that is whole, beloved, and complete. Like you, she is a being of great power who has the ability to create life through joy and pain. The lessons you have integrated on your journey may present themselves as if new, but honor them as the herbs of the aces are honored, as old friends who come bringing new gifts. As a new monarch butterfly returns, completing the journey of migration, the cycle of life goes on. So yes, this for sure is like opening up yourself to a new cycle, right? Because you had this beautiful completion of, whatever this was that you originally built regarding work, or that you're part of regarding work, right? And community. And now you're letting go of the seed phase and figuring out how to move this forward. But what you're picking up is knowing that you're moving into a new cycle, right? There'll be new lessons to be learned, new, what's the word? Like when you're doing something new, right? You have to figure out the ins and outs of like how things work, how they don't work, blockers that pop up, right? It's going to be a whole new piece of that. But you have the previous experience support you in that, but be open to the fact that it's a whole new cycle and you yourself will also transform like that butterfly in this cycle, in this new thing you're beginning. So let's get some clarifiers for Pachamama. Yep, you're out of the rest phase. No more rest. You are moving. Anything else for Pachamama? Yeah, you're excited about this. You are invested in it, right? It's not like feeds you. Like you enjoy the work you do and the things that you create and the community that you work with. And so, yeah. So you have the Four of Swords upside down. So I put over there. The Ace of Water. The World of Fortune. Sorry, not the World of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune. Ten of Swords. And the Sun. So this makes me think, obviously, you're out of the rest phase. You're actually moving forward, right? Like you've done the background work. You've planned what needs to happen. You know what you're doing. And you're really inspired by this, right? It's not only like a new cycle change, it's a new, like, investment, something you're emotionally invested in and you're excited about, and that you're like, yes, I want to do this. I want to build this. Lots of change in this, right? And I think you're letting go of any, like, worries you had or anything that would, like, hinder you or stop you or concern you. Obviously, there's going to be unknowns, but you're not letting that hold you back, right? You're letting that cycle wrap itself up, and you're moving in a space of, like, joy and excitement. Like you are really, really excited about what this could be, how it's going to play out, how you're going to build it, and you're not letting any concerns or worries hold you back. You're moving through them. Yeah, that's what I got for that. I wonder what you're building. It's just really cool reading. What do I want to get for you? Should we get you guys some dragons too? They have little cute messages. Let's see what advice the garden dragons have for you. Advice, please, for this reading. We have health. Maybe like take care of yourself. Don't overwork. Because when you're working on your own, maybe you're like self-employed. Maybe this change will just bring you a lot growth. It'll be a lot, right? It's a whole new thing you're building up. So take care of yourself in the process. Anything else? There's the last one. I thought there's one more in here. Anything else? Anything else? There it is. Consistent. All right, so we got health. Like I said, I think that's speaking to taking care of yourself in this process because you're putting a lot of yourself in whatever this is that you're building for career, and the community around it and all of that. So make sure you're also putting in care for yourself and supporting yourself through this process, right? If you're a main component in this, which it seems like you are, this project needs you to be completed. So make sure you're giving as much care to yourself as you are the project and the people that you're working with. The next is the Radish Dragon, which is growth. So obviously, you've like leveled one this before, right? Like you've done something where you've built something of this nature or a part of something of this nature, and now you're building on level 2. So you're going to grow and learn even more in this next phase of however this expands, right? And be open to that. With growth comes bumps in the roads, right? And road blockers and stalls and all kinds of things. But you have the toolkit to do this and move through this and just take that as a new learning, right? Something you'll know if you choose to do level 3 of this, right? You have this even more knowledge in your toolkit for how to move through that. Renewal. This is guaranteed. You're working on something, you're building something, and you're expanding, right? So it's like a refreshed, renewed version of whatever this is in this expansion that you're creating. And then consistent. This one is cool because I think it is really important. It's so easy to get overwhelmed. I think the consistent, I feel like, ties to the health because I think to be consistent, you have to take care of yourself, right? Don't run at full speed and burn out. Make sure you're at a pace where you can continue to give what you're giving, but also take care of yourself so you can continue to invest and be consistent when it comes to this project that you're working on. All right. That is what I have for you. Hope that helped.